All right, I'm going to move us forward. Questions 3 and 4 deal with some ecosystem questions, and I think you did them in the trial exam, so I don't want to be too repetitive. But look at this nice juicy question here. Nitrogen cycle. All right, so we've got to draw it to complete the processes and flows. So how can we get nitrogen in the atmosphere up here into nitrogen in plants? God, it's so hard. Okay. All right, so we've got nitrogen fixing bacteria in the soil. So this is called nitrification, is the process, and that's going to go from here into I guess into here, because nitrogen in the atmosphere is surrounding, I guess, and then we've got nitrates and nitrites. Okay, so the nitrogen fixing bacteria in the soil actually becomes ammonia and ammonium ions, which are then converted into nitrates, then nitrites, and then go into nitrogen plants. This is a little bit of an iffy question because you are not required to know all these intermediate processes for the nitrogen cycle. So I would question this question. However, so the nitrification process converts ammonium ions to nitrates, and then we've got other bacteria which make the nitrates, so you could call assimilation is another process where the nitrites in soil enter and become part of plant proteins. Okay. Nitrogen in animals, so this would be defecation. Okay, so we can label that nitrogen going to animals, defecation, and or excretion, and death and decay. Okay, so whatever you want to call them in animals, it's going to be defecation, excretion, death and decay. In plants, it's going to be just death and decay. They're going to become ammonium ions. So this is nitrogen in plants. In animals goes into the atmosphere. No, goes into nitrogen in plants and animals goes into the soil / ammonium ions. One thing you might know that you have a lot of nitrogen in your urine. So urea is actually a source of important source of nitrogen in the soil. And if your compost pile stops working, you can wee on it, and that will make it get going again, as those bacteria which convert the urea into nitrates and then nitrites have something to feed on. And so they start feeding on those from the pee, and you get all those bacteria growing again, and the compost pile will heat up and turn your food waste into soil. All right, we have to get the nitrogen back into the air, so this is denitrification. Denitrification by soil bacteria. So this will take the ammonium ions and convert them back to atmospheric nitrogen. You could also add lightning. So this is from atmosphere to, now to be honest, I'm not sure whether lightning converts it to ammonia, nitrates, or nitrites. I'm going to guess ammonia. The reason I'm guessing ammonia is because ammonia has a really strong smell, and I know that sometimes after lightning strikes there is quite a strong smell around. So that could be because of the ammonia. Just a guess. Okay, a transfer and a transformation in the nitrogen cycle. So the movement of nitrogen, perhaps a falling leaf. You could always use a falling leaf as a transfer because a leaf contains water, it contains carbon, it contains nitrogen, it contains phosphorus. When it falls from the plant, it takes those compounds, molecules, elements with it. Good example of transfer. Just remember those leaves fall. Okay, so movement of nitrogen, falling leaf, transfer. Transformation is, let's say, amino acid in plant leaf converted to ammonia in soil by soil bacteria and other decomposers. There we go. Alright, do we continue with the nitrogen cycle? Two ways that we might impact the nitrogen cycle. Okay, well, addition of synthetic fertilizers increase the amount of nitrates, ammonia in the soil. How else might we affect the nitrogen cycle? Let's have a look. So nitrogen in plants, nitrogen in animals. I mean, we've got a lot more. I mean, livestock. It's going to be a lot more there. I guess for me, what I would put here is just that the addition of chemicals to soil or overuse of soil in agriculture will impact soil bacteria that in turn will be unable to power the nitrogen cycle. So I guess like more decaying matter because of increased livestock. Removal of crops equals removal of nitrogen in the form of plant protein. So that's got to be two of the answers there. Okay, I think we're done with nitrogen.